What is going on, guys? JD from New York, back with your favorite series where I expose the biggest scrubs in the Call of Duty community. That's right, guys. Campers Exposed, the Scrub Files, episode number 5. Now, this is a very special episode because I was actually playing Standoff with my buddy D-Rock, and I literally didn't even come across this guy the entire match. There was a host migration, so I had to take the two videos in Call of Duty Black Ops 2 Theater, and I had to, piece it together in my editing program. But D-Rock came across this guy more times than not. I know he didn't want to run into this guy. This guy was a fucking complete scrub. But this guy looked like he was running around with his head cut off. He didn't know what the fuck he was doing. He was out in the middle of the open at points, and he just looked completely lost. This guy sat around for about 8 of the 10 minutes of this match with a light machine gun. Barely moved, so this might put you to sleep. I'm sorry to tell you, but this gameplay might put you to sleep. But JD is here to entertain you. And to entertain you, I'm going to read you a little story about our man, Nicky B. I don't know what the B stands for, but I think it stands for bitch. You can add a P in there, too. Nicky Pussy Bitch. That's what this guy is. One of the worst players I think I've ever seen on the Call of Duty Black Ops 2 game. Really. Okay? Let's get right into it. Once upon a time, in a small town, on the map Standoff, there lived a boy, horribly deformed and labeled an outcast by society. People would laugh and throw things at him just because of how hideous he was. Just picture Gollum from Lord of the Rings, and add about 400 pounds. Nicky B is what his family called him. Now, like I said, I don't know what the B stands for. I think that stands for bitch. Okay? Nicky B, though, was a special case. He had to be locked up at night in a cage large enough to fit his massive carcass. He had to be tied down during the day as his mother fed him just to prevent a wild stampede. You know how those fat boys love to eat? That's exactly what he loved to do. This guy loved to eat. Nicky B was a fat fucking bastard. His favorite food was cheese. Superman had his weakness in kryptonite, but Nicky B, our man, his kryptonite was the cheddar. Any kind of cheese, Swiss, American, mozzarella, provolone, pepper jack, you name it, he would devour it all. To feed Nicky B's appetite, his mother made daily trips to the local deli, where a beautiful girl named Margaret worked. Nicky B loved Margaret. They went to school together, back in grade school. His mother would tell Margaret how much her son missed her and how he wanted to see her again, but that he was too afraid that she would make fun of his looks, just like everybody else in town. My son wants to see you so badly, dear. He's just so lonely at home. Bring him to the store, Mrs. B. I will love to see your son again, she said. Maybe Nicky B's mother set him up with a date. Margaret wants to see this fat bastard again. That's unbelievable to JD when he heard it. Oh, that's so great, dear. I'll tell him, and he's going to be so happy. Can I have 7 pounds of Swiss cheese, please? My son loves his cheese. Mrs. B ordered and told Margaret that she'll be back tomorrow with her son. The big day has arrived. Nicky B was going to meet his crush, his love. Mrs. B and Nicky B walked into the deli, and it was a perfect time as well. Nobody in the shop. Margaret looked beautiful, nice red hair, glasses, but not like a nerd. She had that hot nerd look. He nervously walks up to the counter and finally says something to Margaret. Margaret, you look so beautiful. Really? That's what he said. Oh, thank you, Nicky. You're so sweet, said Margaret. Then there was a long pause in between the verbal exchange that confused Margaret. Nicky started looking around very confused, like the asshole he was, and then all of a sudden said, Margaret, I want some cheese. Margaret looked confused herself. He didn't ask for her number. He didn't ask her out on a date. All he wanted was some fucking cheese, the fat fucking bastard. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Now, I'll tell you what. I'm going to give you a pause here. I'm going to take a break in the story. Now, if this was JD, if JD was put in this scenario, it would be completely fucking different. I'll tell you right now. This is how it would go down if JD was at the deli. Alright? I would have walked into that deli. Alright? Line or no line. I would have cut everybody. Alright? I would have went up to Margaret and said, hey, honey, I want you to open your fucking ears and listen to JD. Alright? I'm not here for the salami. In fact, the only salami I want is my salami in your fucking mouth. After your shift is over, JD is gonna ride you around in style in his Mustang. You know, he'll make you look important. Alright? Then I'll wine you, I'll dine you, I'll take you back to my place where we'll do things I really can't mention on YouTube because JD's channel will go under like the fucking Titanic and Leonardo DiCaprio, and we don't want that to happen. Okay? We need YouTube. We need JD on YouTube. After we're all done, I'll drop you off 2 fucking blocks away from my house on the nearest corner, and then you can walk home because, no offense, honey, I got other business to attend to after hours with this other whore, if you know what I'm talking about. Alright, back to the story. That's how JD would take care of that. Nicky B got his cheese and left the deli. Nothing more was said to Margaret. His mother apologized, and Nicky B's mother tried to talk some sense into him, but he really didn't listen. And he was locked away for the rest of the day and into the night. Somehow, his mother got to him, as the next morning Nicky B woke up and wandered off by himself to that deli that Margaret works. The deli wasn't open yet, but somehow, someway, this fat bastard, like fucking Batman, infiltrated the vents and climbed through the vents, entering the deli. With his nose in the air, he smelled something rather familiar. It wasn't cheese, though. It wasn't cheese, but it was Margaret's perfume. He smelled Margaret's perfume. The air smelled with Margaret's perfume. In fact, Margaret wasn't even there. She was there the night before, but today she was off. This day she was off from work. Alright? But Nicky B didn't know this. He sat in a corner and waited, and waited, and waited, and then he decided he would pleasure himself in a corner to the scent of Margaret's perfume, doing his business all over the deli walls. One corner wasn't enough for this scrub, as he needed to try all 3 corners of the deli. He was just so excited by the scent of Margaret's perfume. After a while, he realized she wasn't coming and then scattered off, with an entire block of boar's head cheese. Oh man, Nicky B. Nicky B, Nicky B. Alright? Where are we here? JD's reading his fucking notes. I don't know where the fuck I am now. Yeah, he ran off with a fucking entire block of boar's head cheese. The deli manager comes in to open shop as usual, and immediately he noticed the walls and the white stuff that was dripping down on the walls. He immediately called Margaret, because she was the one here the night before. But she had no idea what he was talking about. It didn't end there, guys. The deli manager took a sample of this mysterious white goo and found out what it was. He then called Margaret again and started yelling, "You had your boyfriend here last night doing whatever you did on my time? Your time is up now, bitch. You're fired." Margaret was now unemployed and fired from the job she so loved, all because of good old Nicky B, camping in the deli with his light machine gun. A few weeks later, she realized this was all Nicky B's doing and filed a police report and a sexual harassment case against him. Nicky B was never heard of again, as they permanently locked him away in a mental home with no cheese at all. His cheese-eating days are over now, to live out the rest of his days as a retarded, pussy, piece of shit scrub who will never amount to anything in life, as well as Black Ops 2. This guy is the worst fucking scrub so far in the 5 episodes that I covered. This guy looked like a fucking retard. He didn't know what he was doing. He was on the roof. He don't know where his enemies are. He's shooting his own teammates. Guy's getting devoured by fucking dogs. He didn't know what he was doing. For all I know, he's a 6-year-old punk. But he's a scrub nonetheless. Unfucking believable. Me and D-Rock were fucking laughing at this guy. This guy is a complete and utter fucking joke. This is the shit that plays Black Ops 2. And anytime I see something like this, JD, his friends, or even if it's you guys, I will expose them to the fucking world, embarrassing them. Because they're fucking garbage. And why? Because they're scrubs. And if you're a scrub, you're gonna be exposed on the Scrub Files. That's it for my video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed the story about Nicky B. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you have not done so already. And if you find the camper, let JD know. Alright? I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.
reputation.